David Reagan, who will run 21 races here in 2009 as the green flag waves again. Kyle Busch looking at the high
shot on the outside. It's going to work, too. It's a good shot off turn 2. Wow, what a run that was. I think he had a plan when that green came out.
He did, didn't he?
I think he's pulled it down in high gear yet.
He worked that plan to perfection, too, and got the lead. I'll tell you what, guys, that second groove looks like it's really coming in right now, and everybody needs to remember this is multi-groove banking. After this track was rebuilt at 26 degrees in the bottom, it goes all the way up to 30 degrees, so I tell you, they're taking advantage of that second groove now. That's going to create a lot of momentum, and you saw, guys, that's just what Kyle Busch needed. That's what he did. It's working for him right now.
And Rusty, when they changed this racetrack in August of 2007, it actually gave more than one groove to race on, so when it does come in, you can actually pass up even higher.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Doc. I mean, everybody used to run right on the bottom. The racetrack was pretty physical, a lot of beating and banging, a lot of fans loved it, but the drivers really love the way this thing is right now. Just like I said, they can run on the bottom, the middle, and the top because of this multi-groove banking angles.
Hey, Rusty, I'm going to be interested to watch you here tonight when you get into your race, because you never got off the bottom of the racetrack before. We're going to see you move up a little bit?
I don't know, Dale. I'm being a little scared to get up top. I mean, I know it's working right now.
He talks a good game.
No matter what happens, the way it's going to line up tonight, we're going to have to start on the outside, the legends are, because of the way they're going to run these heat races. So no matter if I like it or not, I'm going to have to start the second side.
What they're talking about, folks, is coming up at 6 o'clock tonight on ESPN2. There's going to be a Legends race. And yes, Rusty Wallace, Junior Johnson, Cale Yarborough, so many guys coming out of retirement. It is the Scott Saturday Night Special at Bristol Motor Speedway starting at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN2. Boy, that should be fun to watch. And by the way, a legend joining us in the booth.
Yeah, should be fun. Going to have a good time here. My dad's actually going to come up and join us and talk about these other guys on the racetrack. See Mike Bliss here in the one car. He's really struggling as Steve Wallace goes by him on the inside, but he got a little boot from Jason Leffler a few minutes ago. He was in Jason's lane, and Jason was ready to go a little faster.
Yeah, Mike Bliss just struggled all day, qualifying not very well in the 22nd spot. And here he is, just still struggling on the racetrack. Uncharacteristic of Mike Bliss.
And they line up single file here momentarily as we back up front. It is Kyle Busch who has now reassumed the lead. The 11th lead change in the first 152 laps at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is Busch, Edwards, Harvick, Keselowski, and Reagan. Under caution once again here at the Scott's Turf Builder 300, Bristol Motor Speedway. Caution for the 6th time today. The caution coming out on lap 155, the 36 car. 18-year-old Mark Davis having an issue. And there is Mark, who's been on and off pit road. You see the damage on the back of his car. Here's what happened.
Yeah, looks like Bernie Lamar gives him a little shot here.
Wow, a couple of times.
Yeah.
He meant to move him out of the way, and he did. That's unfortunate for Mark. He was first time here, just getting some experience, doing a pretty good job.
Just part of short track racing, though. And Bristol is one of the best.
Mark Davis back on pit road. The 16 cars had some issues. That is Matt Kenseth. Let's go down and visit with his crew chief and talk to him. Shannon?
Yeah, Doc, this is the first race Matt Kenseth is with this 16 team. So Drew Blickensderfer has come down to try to help with the communication. How much time have you spent with this team this weekend, Drew?
I haven't spent much at all. Eddie does a great job. The City Financial guys are good on pit road, and the car's running pretty good. I figured if I'm going to watch in the hotel, I might as well stay here and watch.
Can you give us an update on the throttle situation? Under the last pit stop, he came down and said that the throttle was sticking a little bit.
Under green flag, it seems to be fine. Under caution, for some reason, the way the car's loaded up, riding around there slow, it seems to stick it, but it's only at half throttle, so it's not a major concern to him.
All right, Drew Blickensderfer pulling double duty here today.
Well, hopefully that'll not be an issue the rest of the race of the day, but the issue that will be in line is how can you handle Kyle Busch? The 18 car, the kid, awfully good coming off a disappointment in Las Vegas. He is the leader here at Bristol, Tennessee. Back Back at Bristol, Tennessee, let's listen into the 60 radio for Carl Edwards.
It looked like he took off there a little bit, but you were going to gain back on him there. The longer you ran, the way it looked there. So we got one more chance at it here. So we'll get it.
What we're referring to is the restart when Kyle Busch just drove around the outside of Carl Edwards to take the lead, and we'll see what Carl has. Got at least one more shot. I think he's got more than one shot left.
Yeah, and I think they were talking about they're going to have one more adjustment on it as far as coming in the pits and making a little bit more of an adjustment. As they will have to pit one more time at some point in time, probably somewhere in the, depending on when cautions fall, but anywhere between lap 200 and I'd say 220, they'd like to get on pit road.
How about Concrete Carl? How he has been awfully good here. He has 9 wins on concrete in NASCAR. Of course, his wins here, the NASCAR Nationwide Series, has also won the last 2 fall NASCAR Sprint Cup events. And as we alluded to at the beginning of the show, it was back last August where Kyle Busch dominated the night in the Sprint Cup car, leading 415 laps, but it was Carl Edwards who went to victory lane.
He had a little bit of a tough time getting around the 62 car there, Brendan Gaughan, and so that got a little bit of space between Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards.
Always dicey on these restarts with all the lap cars down on the inside.
I think here in Dover have always been the toughest places that you get when you get lap cars and trying to get going on the restarts, and just not a lot of room, and everybody can run fast on the new tires.
These lap cars, they can't just move over because they're racing for their spots and positions, not to mention the lucky dog spot. So there's racing everywhere.
With this group here, you see the moving back from like 8th, 9th, 10th. You got Menard, Leffler, Allgaier in the 12th car, then Stephen Wallace. Scott Speed making only his 2nd start in the 99 car. Wallace has come all the way up from 31st starting position and is now inching his way toward the top 10. He's 11th.
He's done a really good job all day. He and Justin Allgaier have raced around each other a lot. And he just keeps working his way up there and working his way up there. I think he'll get to that top 10 position here shortly.
See the RPMs right here. They don't drop a lot at this track because you keep a lot of momentum. There's Allgaier up out of the groove off turn 2.
Yeah, he really got loose in the center and the exit of turn 2. That let Stephen Wallace get to that 10th position.
Nice and smooth. Just get back in your rhythm right here. No harm, no foul.
Here's what happened to the 12 car entering turn 1, and watch between turns 1 and 2.
Trying out that upper groove, and his car's just a little bit too free.
Yeah.
He does a good job to keep from spinning out and not having any contact.
It looks like he's going to try to go to the outside of Jason Leffler. See what happens here inside the car, ain't it?
Oh, baby. Quick steer.
That's just clear.
Very seldom is it a good thing at this racetrack, this half-mile track, that you turn in the wheel right.
No.
Justin told me he's been watching video, although he's never raced here. He's watched lots of video to watch the onboard cameras to learn about what happens at this racetrack. Gotta believe that helped him a little bit there.
Turns.
Mike Bliss is around. He's in the wall pretty hard, too.
And he will come off the wall. Oh, just getting by Kenny Hendrick.
Yeah, Morgan Shepherd got into him a little bit. Mike Bliss has been holding up a lot of people. He's just struggling with his race car. He got hit a little bit earlier by David Reagan, and then that time Morgan Shepherd got into the left rear of him as they went into turn 3.
It's going to be a frustrating place when you got a car that's not handling properly, and you can't really, like you said, you can't get out of the way.
It's hardest racetrack I ever raced on is when your car wasn't very good to try to stay out of the way and still run reasonably hard. Just the hardest thing to do because, just as we talked about, lap times are 16 seconds and just not a lot of room here.
There was the contact with Shepherd in the 89 car.
Not much contact either. You see, it doesn't take much to get somebody turned around here.
7th yellow flag of the day here. We told you Bristol was all about full contact stock car racing NASCAR style, and you're seeing it here. There's the 89 Shepherd into Bliss, and the yellow flag waves. Back after this message and a word from our ABC station.